let's talk more about domestic politics for a moment. The Senate back in session tomorrow, which has about 3 weeks to pass spending legislation before September 30th. Or, if we're talking about it again, the government shutdown. Greg, I'll go to you first on this. Do you think there will be a resolution before the deadline?
Probably not. I think there are enough hardliners in the House who want to defy Kevin McCarthy. I think their demands are totally unrealistic, and I think there's a decent chance there will be a shutdown. I don't think it's a huge negative for the economy if there's a shutdown. I mean, if you want to go to a national park, maybe you can't. But, you know, the Fitch rating agency this summer talked about how dysfunctional our budget process is, and they'll get more ammunition for that argument probably at the end of this month.
Yeah, and you sensed it in Julie's voice earlier as well. I mean, and all of us wanting to hit the "I'm tired, I got to go to bed now" on this discussion every time it comes up. You know, Steve, is there likely to ever be any type of budgeting reform so that we don't always get to this impasse?
Well, budgeting reform would mean that legislators who are right at the edge of power, you know, the Marjorie Taylor Greenes and the Chip Roys and others the Matt Gaetzes who can hold the Speaker of the House essentially hostage to, you know, whatever positioning they've got. When you have a narrow majority, you're not going to reform anything because someone in that equation has a lot of power. So my answer is unequivocally no. I agree with Greg's assessment, but the other, you know, fly in the ointment here is that before you get to this, some of those holdouts and those hardliners are demanding, you know, an impeachment inquiry into President Biden. And so I think Kevin McCarthy is going to have an interesting month.
Yeah, most definitely. We also got the news, by the way, that Nancy Pelosi is going to be running again, which was a bit of a surprise. And to take a step back here, I mean, you look at that sort of entrenched leadership, you could argue, on the Democratic side. You look at this perpetual argument over government shutdowns. You know, we talk about the approval rating of the president, but the approval rating of Congress is problematic as well. Greg, does it matter to members of Congress if sort of writ large their approval rating's bad as long as they keep getting voted in?
No, I don't think it matters a lot, but I do think that the hardliners are the ones to watch, the Marjorie Taylor Greenes. You know, as Steve was saying, there are people who are going to be quite militant on this. I'd like to think that this can get resolved, but I think this drags on one way or another, either through kick the can or a temporary continuing resolution. This thing's going to drag on until the middle of December.
Oh, Greg, come on. Give me some better news here. Oh, we love talking about this stuff. Yeah, true. Give it to me straight. Greg Valliere, AGF Investments Chief U.S. Policy Strategist, and Steve Clemons, Semafor Editor-at-Large. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.